Hey guys, how's everyone doing today? So for today's video, we're going to be doing another special video in that we're going to be doing another fun, hopefully interesting tech review for you guys. And if you're a gamer, then you obviously probably have thought about getting a good gaming display for your console or for your PC, whether you're a PC or console gamer. Nowadays, consoles are becoming more like PCs in that consoles can support higher refresh rates. The Series X in particular also supports 1440p displays. And for years, PC gamers have always been saying like higher refresh rates over higher resolutions. And in that regard, I've always been a 60 hertz gamer. I admit, I've always been playing all my games, be it console or PC, on some kind of 60 hertz monitor or TV. And for those of you PC gamers, you're probably like screaming like, "Oh no, 60 hertz." So yeah, it's I've always been used to that. But now for today, we're going to be reviewing this brand new monitor that BenQ was actually kind enough to send to me to check out and review. So this monitor is the BenQ Mobiuz gaming monitor, and the exact model is the EX2710Q. So here is the monitor. Like I said, the EX2710Q, and let's unbox it and check it out. We've just finished unboxing this monitor, and as you can see, this is what it looks like fully set up. And it is very big, bigger than what I'm used to for monitors, but it is very nice build, as you can see. So obviously the next thing we want to do is actually test it and put it into action and see how it is. But before we do that, just want to quickly go over the biggest main features of this monitor, just so you know like what this monitor can do and what it's about.
So, this monitor has a QHD 1440p display, a 95% DCI-P3 IPS panel with a 1 millisecond response time, 165Hz refresh rate as you know, and it comes with AMD FreeSync Premium for the utmost smooth gameplay. BenQ also has their own technology for their light tuner and black equalizer so that you won't miss any details in bright and dark areas in your game. And the color vibrance also works to enhance game visuals for competitive play. And BenQ's HDR-I auto-adjusts the HDR settings to show clear, realistic, and vivid HDR content for you. And the new quick OSD and scenario mapping in a menu allows you to dive into the game right away. And this monitor also comes with a 3-year warranty, so that's really great.
This monitor has speakers on it. Now you may be thinking, most monitors have like pretty bad speakers, pretty low quality, very basic speakers. But this monitor actually seems to have pretty nice speakers, which we'll put to the test in a bit as well. But it's got a built-in 2.1 channel audio speakers, and they are actually premium quality speakers made by a company called Trevolo. Also, one thing I noticed by this monitor is that the stand, it's actually very convenient. You can lower it, raise it, rotate it left and right. you might be used to that if you already have a gaming monitor, but you can kind of see where I'm coming from now, because all the monitors I've used previously, they don't have any fancy features like that. Usually they're just a plastic stand or something like that. But anyways, obviously we want to see how well this performs, so we're going to start with the Xbox Series X. Alright, so we got our Xbox Series X booted up, and we're going to configure in a second. But before we do that, I just want to show you some of the features of this monitor. So you see here, it's got the HDR-I button. It's actually a quick button to switch on HDR whenever you want. So right now we're on gaming HDR, put on cinema HDR, or just regular display HDR. So right now on the monitor, you can see here, HDR is being emulated, but that's because we're not in game yet on the Series X. It doesn't actually go full HDR until we're in game. Oops. And you can see FreeSync Premium is enabled already, and it says I'm running at a resolution of 3840 by 2160, which is 4K and 60 hertz. So that's actually interesting because apparently this monitor, it is a 1440p monitor, but it does accept 4K resolutions for some reason. And you could actually send a 4K input, so you don't necessarily have to change your settings. But it's still effectively being displayed at 2K or 1440p resolutions. So you can see right here on my Series X settings, it is in 4K mode right now. But for best results, we're going to want to switch it to 1440p. And with that, we could switch the Xbox Series X to its maximum supported refresh rate, which is 120 hertz. But this is a 165 hertz monitor, so we will see 165 hertz in a bit on my PC. But first, I wanted to show you what it's like on the Series X. And maybe we'll see if I can even notice a difference between 120 and 165. I will say, this is my first time playing Halo, or really any game at a higher refresh rate, higher than 60. I've always been a 60 hertz monitor type of person, only because I never bothered to get something better. So this is going to be a huge upgrade for me, going from 60 hertz to 120 hertz, and then shortly after 165 hertz. So yeah, this is, I can already tell right off the bat, this is a huge difference. And it's night and day difference. I've never played above 60 hertz before. Not seriously. Maybe at some demo station at some store or something. They might have been running Halo at a higher resolution or at a higher refresh rate. But I didn't really I wasn't really looking for it at the time or really paying attention. But now that it's right in front of me and I know it's a higher refresh rate, it is very clear, very night and day difference. It's super smooth motion, and the performance is just amazing. And I don't know, the best way I can describe this is might sound a bit corny, but it's the best way I can describe this is that originally I used to play Halo, all the Halo games at 4K 60 hertz. Now after playing like this, even at 1440p, which is a lower resolution than 4K, I feel like I've been playing Halo wrong this whole time. I just feel like this is how Halo is meant to be played. It's it really lets Halo shine like this. So it's definitely really, really, really great to playing Halo at higher refresh rates. So if you're like me, a normal console gamer, only ever played Halo at 60 hertz, you've been missing out. We've all been missing out. Alright, so we are now on the PC, and as you can see, if we take a closer look here, I have the PC version, the PC set to 1440p and 165 hertz. So this is only possible if we're using DisplayPort cables, because if we use HDMI, it will max out at 144 hertz when running at 1440p. So only way to get the max potential of the monitor is to use a DisplayPort cable. Alright, so with VSync on, that means, see at the frame rate up here, right now it should hit 165 around that, and it is 163, 165, 164. Okay, so yeah, 165 is pretty much what it should be hopefully stable at, but it is fluctuating a little bit, between 160, 165. But now it's pretty smooth, pretty locked. So just a little hiccup of my graphics card. This PC is a Core i9 9900 with an RTX 2060, so it should be able to handle 1440p at 165, especially a game like Halo 3. So coming from a 60 hertz console pleb, this all looks really amazing to me. But without a side-by-side comparison, I'm not sure I can really see the jump from 120 to 165. So if you don't have a gaming PC and you're only going to use a Series X console, for example, play at 1440, 120 hertz. I don't think you're gonna like be losing out on anything if that's what you're worried about. Let's actually push the monitor even further. So we were at 165 FPS because I have VSync on, and that locks into the refresh rate of the monitor. Let's turn off VSync, and the frame rate is jumping up. We are now over 200, 247, 260. It is climbing really fast. Now it's dropping a little bit. All right, so we're hovering around like 297 now, 260. It's fluctuating a lot in the 200s really. It goes from low to high 200s, and yeah, it's I don't notice any degradation of the image, because like I said, like with higher frame rates on lower refresh rates, you can sometimes see screen tearing, and the lower the refresh rate of the monitor, the worse the screen tearing can get. And it's on like a 60 hertz monitor, if you're playing at like 400 FPS, your image is gonna look pretty bad. It's gonna be like tearing constantly. But on this 165 hertz monitor, when the frame rate goes up to like 200 to 300, I don't notice any I'm not seeing any screen tearing. Alright, so that about wraps up for this review. So this monitor, my final thoughts on this is coming from someone that's only ever used more basic 60 hertz monitor, even like 4K 60 hertz monitors or TVs, like big televisions. This monitor is a huge upgrade. It is night and day, and you know, it's just for people who are like skeptical about refresh rates higher than 60 hertz, you know, people who are used to TVs, you know, maybe you're like me and you've used like even like a nice 4K 60 hertz HDR TV. Your image may look great on that and you may be used to that, but coming to this, huge difference. And you know, if you're worried, like, it's 1440p. Going from 4K to 1440p, the image still looks great. I don't really notice any like difference between 1440p and 4K. For anyone that's like me and has only ever used like more basic 60 hertz displays previously, I would highly recommend this monitor. If you're looking for an upgrade, you know, whether you're on a Series X or a gaming PC, if you're looking to get full advantage of the higher refresh rates, but you want to like retain the image quality or even enhance the image quality, then I would highly recommend this monitor. This BenQ Mobiuz monitor, it is amazing. Performance is great, the quality is great, but of course, most importantly, the image you get and the smoothness of the picture, the video and everything, it is excellent, and it is a significant upgrade from 60 hertz displays that a lot of us are probably used to. So like I say, if you're on the fence, I can tell you now, higher refresh rates do make a big difference. You can actually see it. You can definitely see the difference, and you can feel the difference too. Not just in the refresh rate, but also in the response time. Because like I said at the beginning of this video, and the features that this is a 1 millisecond response time, which is very good considering a lot of more basic monitors or even TVs have much worse response times. It's image is great, even the audio quality is great. The speakers are pretty good, because I know like a lot of people that play on TVs, you might actually prefer to hear the sound through the TV. You still have that option with this monitor. You're not losing the speakers on the TV. In fact, the sound on this is probably better than TVs. It actually has pretty high quality speakers and a lot of features to customize that as well. So once again, I do highly recommend this monitor, and it is a very, very high quality, very high performing monitor. If you're interested in checking out, because BenQ did sponsor this video, I also have a discount code that you guys can use, and if you check out in the description below, you could use that link and a discount code to get a discount on this monitor if you're interested in getting it for yourself, or if you're looking for an upgrade for your current monitor. So yeah, that wraps it up for this video, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys.